So that real bliss of fasting usually happens at 13 hours with no food. So to me, intermittent fasting is 13 hours. It starts there.
Mhm. Okay, that's a good distinction. So can you talk about the switches that you've talked about? I know on other interviews before about fasting, like someone's fasting for 13 hours. What's the benefit if they go to 18 hours versus 24 hours? So let's kind of start with the benefits of different lengths of fasting, and then talk about more of the nuances on how to do these effectively throughout our cycle.
Yeah. So here's the best way to look at it. You have two energy systems. You have your sugar burner and your fat burner. So once you've moved over into this fat burner energy system, then each hour you stay in there, more and more healing happens. So 13 to 15 hours, like I mentioned, you usually start to get some ketones, your inflammation's coming down, your body's going to find extra glucose it's stored in fat tissue, or other musculoskeletal areas, or maybe your liver. That usually happens at somewhere between 13 to 15. 17 hours without food, all of a sudden your cells sense that the blood sugar is continuing to decline, and it will trigger a healing process called autophagy. Autophagy is where the intelligence in that cell will look around and it'll go, oh my gosh, there's no food coming in. We better get more resourceful. So it will start to eat up, literally eat the bad parts in the cell that are not making your cell function properly. It will kick out viruses and bacteria. Sometimes when autophagy is stimulated, the cell looks, or the intelligence in there goes, gosh, this cell's going to go rogue. It's going to turn into a cancer cell. I better kill it. That's called apoptosis. So cancer cells will start to die off starting at 17 hours. At 24 hours, you get a reboot of intestinal stem cells where your digestive system goes, okay, we haven't had food in 24 hours. I'm going to start to repair this internal mucosal lining of the gut. I'm going to start to create an environment where the bad bacteria is not welcome, the good bacteria is, and this is all for your survival. So you can reset your whole gut. 36 hours, you are burning fat like nobody's business. And when there's tremendous studies showing that that your fat burning capabilities are at its highest at 36 hours. 48 hours of fasting and your dopamine receptor sites in your brain start to reset. You get new dopamine neurons that form. The pathway for dopamine gets repaired. Anti-aging, antioxidants get turned on. Like 48 hours is pretty darn miraculous for mental health and for slowing aging down. And at 72 hours, the switch for repairing your immune system, specifically white blood cells, will start to happen. Old white blood cells will slough off, new ones will form. So, I mean, that's that you didn't have to do anything. That was completely free.
Yep, it was free. I mean, I think it's a little bit tricky from a mindset place of encouraging people to start doing a little bit longer fasting.